Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with an update regarding my fast, my so-called 21-day fast. I gotta let you know I called it so-called because I ended it yesterday. So I managed 7 days of fasting, which is 4 days longer than I ever have done in my life. So probably the 21 days was obviously a bit aggressive for me. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment, but I'm so happy that I did manage that much. You know, seven days. It taught me a lot about myself and and about my body, the changes in my body, and visions of what I want to do next going forward, how I want to make changes in my eating and lifestyle. Well, mostly eating. So anyway, so let me know. Before I go any deeper, I would like to do a little housekeeping and ask you guys, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe and hit the bell notification button. Hit the like button, hit the dislike button if you feel so. Make comments, ask questions, provide your own feedback or your own experience for our community to read and so that we can all learn from each other. So, all right, so now, 7 days of fasting, this is what I was able to do. I started my fast weighing 150 pounds and 4 ounces. And yesterday, which was at the 7 day, well, yesterday morning when I woke up, which was actually about 6.5 days at that point, I was 133 pounds and 2 ounces. I had exceeded my goal of 137. Yay. And I'm 5'6.5". That's how tall I am. So I lost 17.2 pounds in 7 days. And if you really want to be technical, 6.5 days. So I think that was awesome. A lot of things came through or passed through that I'm very happy that the 7 days, it was worth it. It wasn't easy. And it wasn't easy. But I believe it'll get easier for me in the future because I can see some things that I'm going to do going forward that's going to make something like this a lot more easier. It won't probably be perfect as far as a cakewalk, but you know, I'll know what to expect, especially from my own experience and not just reaching and grabbing and chewing on the nuggets that I get from other people and their experiences. Okay, so now during that time I lost over 2 inches in my waist and 1 inch in my hips. And today, at post breaking the fast, I'm you know, refeeding again. I woke up weighing 135.2. So I gained 2 pounds, which is expected that you're gonna gain some weight back, which is fine. You know, and that doesn't bother me. Hold on 1 second, I have to drink. I'm getting a bit parched. And but what I'm gonna do is I want to keep an eye on it. Since my goal weight is 137, I want to make sure I don't exceed that. You know, just that'll be like my gauge. If I see myself creeping above 137, maybe more than a day or so, it depends on what's going on, then I'll make that as a trigger for me to do an assessment and say, okay, what do I need to do? Did I eat some foods that are bad? Am I starting to create some more bad habits? You know, because I know it's going to take a while for this weight loss to make it, I guess, to adapt and feel like, hey, this is where we're going to hang around. We want to hang around this. Because like I said, before I gained this weight, over the course of, I guess, about this year, I was between 133 and 135. That was, or 132 and 135. That was very normal for me. I was that way for years, and very easy. And I was that way. While I was that way, I was a vegan. And a vegetarian. So anyway, so I'm very happy for where I am, you know, today, and I want to build upon that. So what I did to break my fast, I had envisioned I'd show you my plate of what I was eating, but out of consideration, mad consideration for the folks that may be watching this video that are on their fast right now, I didn't want to bring those visual aids, especially when they may be looking at this video as inspiration for their current fast. And, excuse me. So what I did to break it is I was too tired to even, my energy was so low, I didn't feel like going to any grocery store, especially any of the health food grocery stores that I would like to go to, because they're about 7, 8, 9 miles away from me. And watermelon is not in season. That's very popular for people to use to break their fast. It's not in season. I probably could have found a watermelon, but I wasn't going to go all over the city and town and Metroplex to go find one, especially since it probably wouldn't taste any good and it's out of season anyway. So I did a research and looked to see what else could I use that would be good for breaking the fast. And I came up with tomatoes, because tomatoes are in my refrigerator now. So, and the tomatoes were cold, so I was hungry and I was ready to get this thing done. So I sliced up the tomatoes really small, and they were cherry tomatoes. And I boiled some water, and on the cherry tomatoes, I had put some Himalayan pink sea salt on it, and what else? A little bit of an olive oil that I get from this store. It's a fancy gourmet olive oil vinegar store in downtown Fort Worth. And I wanted something kind of spicy, so there's a green chili olive oil that I have. So I put a little bit of that because I wanted some fats. And I know I used vinegar. I can't remember if I used apple cider vinegar or one of my other vinegars from that fancy gourmet store I was just mentioning. I don't remember right now. And so I just stirred it up. Oh, and I put some lime or lemon juice, something like that on it. And stirred it up, and I ate it. It was just like heaven. I didn't know how my body was going to react with not having food for so many days. Was I going to like cramp up right away? Was it going to flush right through me right away? I didn't know. But once I started chewing on it, and the soup of it was really good, I just was dogging out the soup. And so then I ate all of it. I probably had maybe about this much of the cherry tomatoes. It wasn't that much, about a handful. Then I rested for a while, and then I made another bowl, and this time I had a few more tomatoes in it, and then a third bowl. So I ate 3 bowls within, I guess you can say it was about 3-4 hour window, something like that. And my body didn't react any ill kind of way. It was fine. And so that evening I had a taste for avocado, and I have avocado in the house. So I cut open an avocado, and then I had some lettuce. I don't think it was romaine lettuce. It was a different kind of lettuce. And I cut that up, and I grabbed my lime juice and my salt, and I love hot stuff. So I had my ghost peppers. No, did I use ghost peppers last night? I wanted to kind of go eat. I don't remember if I used it or not, but I spiced it up with I think I did, with ghost pepper. And that's one of the hottest peppers in the world. That and scorpion peppers, and I have the powder form. Well, it's been ground. Okay, so I put a little of that. That was good. Oh yeah, and I ate 2 apples during that time. So in my refeeding for about a span of 7 hours, I think, that's what I ate. 4 bowls of the so-called fresh raw tomato soup. And they were raw because I just put hot water on them. Of course, my avocado's raw, my lettuce is raw, the 2 apples were raw, and then I went to sleep. Each time I ate, I felt a little bit better, a little bit better. But what was funny is, I think it was it last night? I think it was. I took my blood pressure last night, and I had a reading of, if I remember correctly, it was 94/70. 77, and my so-called rest heart rate, or my heart rate, was 83 or 85. That's a high heart rate. But I noticed my heart rate was increasing during this process of being in a fasting. And I've heard my mother said the same thing. Her heart rate tends to increase too when she does the extended fasts. But for my blood pressure to drop, especially to 94, that top number, SYS or SE, I think it's SYS, that number to be below 100, that was not normal for me at all. So I can imagine what did it look like when I finally got to the point where I was like, I'm good. I was like, tap out, So I don't know what it was. I can only imagine what it was. And that would explain why I just had no energy. Breathing was like, like a chore. To be in the shower and to have that hot steam, I wanted to faint in the shower. I couldn't stand the hot steam, breathing it in. So that's why I would say that if someone's interested in going to a sauna or anything that's got a very hot climate and you're on an extended fast like that, I just can't imagine how a person might think that might be a good idea. Everybody's different, I know, but I have read that folks did not advise that. Only way I can imagine that would be somewhat acceptable is if you're in a chamber where you're neck on up, where in other words you're breathing regular oxygen, your local air, and then the rest of the body is the one that's going through the sauna or the steam or what have you. That's the only thing I can think of, but I don't know. It still may make my breathing kind of more shallow just because my body is heating up. I don't know. I'm not in the mood to even try to test that theory right now. Right now I'm on the come up as far as getting my energy and strength more, recovered. I did, because of working and not really have anyone that could kind of cater to me if I needed it, that made it more of a stressful situation for me that I had to do it all for myself. It was great when I got to just do me, but then when I would get weaker and tired, and it just was like, it would be nice to have someone I could just ring a bell, because I actually felt sick. I felt like I had the flu. You just feel like you just want to be in bed, and that's a part of it. That's part of the detoxification. I get that. And so like I said, me going 7 days is a first for me. Yay! So I did that. I know what to expect out of a 7 day, that's for sure. So probably next time when I, make another goal of a 10 day or something like that, I'll hit that new ground, and I'll, that'll be a newness to me. But so I look forward to that, and I see the awesome value in water fasting and giving the digestive system a break and letting the rest of the body, the organs, clean themselves and filter out all of the gunk that's in you. So that is fantastic. I do love that treating my body good like that is awesome. I'm glad that I finally got on board. So let's see, today, what did I do? Oh, of course, now I'm just dreaming about food. Oh, and that's another thing. I got tired of dreaming about food that I had not eaten in 10, 15 years. I was dreaming about a ham with fat, and I was like carving off the fat. If I saw a ham like that right now, I'd be like, ew. But I couldn't believe I was dreaming about it. So I don't know what's up with that. But I got tired of having dreams of food, So, okay, so fast forward to today. I was so inspired. I made everything vegan. And both my meals, my lunch, both my meals before my dinner was all raw. And so I made these vegan wraps. I have a dehydrator. So I dehydrated some flax seeds, chia seeds, celery, carrots, lime, salt, what are those peppers that I said I like? Ghost peppers. There may have been something else in there, I don't remember. So I mixed all that up. It was a process, but I got all that together, spread it out on my sheet for my dehydrator, pop those bad boys in, those trays in, let them go to work to dehydrate. Then I thinly sheared carrot, celery. I made cut and clean some lettuce, and thinly sliced some white sweet onions. When I had some sprouts, I don't remember, I think sunflower sprouts. So I had that put to the side, ready to go, and I marinated in a light marinade the carrots and the celery and the onions, and I made my dipping sauce out of tomatoes, mango, and cilantro. I think I put a few other things in there, some seasonings and stuff, and then I blended that up, put it in a container, and wait. And so I was water fasting. I'm doing my intermittent water fasting. That's part of my program. So I waited for that to get together, and by the time noon came, it was like on and popping. I was able to make my wrap. How can I post a picture of that? I don't know how to do all that fancy stuff with editing and posting pictures. But again, this wouldn't be the one I do it on, because like I said, out of the respect of those that are on their water fast. Well, I probably talked about food too much too. Sorry guys, you know. But anyway, I dogged that out, and I got full quickly, and it was awesome. And then for, I guess you can call it dinner, early dinner, I had a taste for hummus. I've been having a taste for peas and hummus. So I had some hummus and all of that salad stuff that I just mentioned that went on my wrap, and some mushrooms. And I heated up the chickpeas on the stove, just put a little heat on them, and season them a little bit, and lime juice and some oil. I put a little oil in it because I want to make sure I cover oil, and mix that up and dogged it out. That made me pretty full. I actually ate that before I made this video, so that's why I got a little bit more life, because I had a little bit of more of a carb today, so, or this evening anyway. So all is good. I'll come back from time to time, talk about that fasting, intermittent fasting, and I'll probably do, what will my regimen be? It's looking like I'm going to continue with intermittent fasting. I'm not sure if it'll be 12 hours, 16 hour, 14 hour, 20 hour. I don't know. Right now, I'm giving myself a 12-hour window, because I want to get back into the refeeding and get my energy back up. And then I'll probably slowly start condensing that and keep my feeding down from like 12 hours to 8 hours to 6 hours, 4 hours. Once I do something like that, start working my way down, I'll probably be in position to do a 1-day, a 24-hour fast, water fast, maybe a 2-day. It just depends on what I feel like I need, and then go back to intermittent fasting. Try to focus on a lot of raw food and vegan, of course. Little bit of cooked food when I feel like I need it. I forgot, yesterday when I was refeeding, I ate nori sheets. I probably killed about 8 of those, just dogging those out. Now those were roasted, so those are actually cooked, but there are some raw ones. I just didn't have any raw ones in the house. Anyway, I didn't want us to go that long, but thought I'd update you. There's 2 days worth of information compounded. So thank you so much for coming back. Please stay tuned, because I will continue updating and talk about what's going on, especially giving you the post information on what the results are after this fast is done. So Anyway, thanks a lot, you guys, for your support and your comments and subscribing and everything. And we can do this. You won't kill yourself. You won't die. Okay? All right, thanks. Talk to you later. Peace.